This is I Travels with Love, and I'm Kevin.
And I'm Lisa, and today we're actually going to have a bit of backstory about us. We've been posting a lot of videos, but we realized that you don't actually really know about us or our relationship.
Yeah, I mean, other than that short, like minute 15 video that we posted on our channel, like like Lisa said, it feels like you don't really know us, so let's change that.
Yeah, let's change that. So I was actually born and raised in Dallas, Texas, and we both actually currently reside in Austin, Texas.
Well, for me, I was born in Taiwan, and I actually spent around 6.5 years in Singapore when I was a kid, and then we immigrated to the United States. So I've been here the last 20 plus years, and like you said, we live in Austin nowadays.
Yeah, we live in Austin.
Yeah. 512. So we've been together for almost 7.5 years.
Yeah.
And we've been married for almost a month. Almost a month.
Yeah, almost a month. And we were actually long distance up until like 2 months ago.
Yeah, so
for the entire duration of our relationship, we were actually long distance.
But we made it work. And we do plan on making a video just discussing tips on how to make a long distance relationship work.
If you have two willing people, of course.
So that's like the minimum requirement. So do stay tuned for that video.
And just for reference, he lived in California and I lived in Texas.
So 1,700 miles. I only know this because I used to fly down to Texas and then vice versa. So we actually met online, as that seems to be the most ideal way to meet people nowadays compared to like 15-20 years ago where that was taboo at that time. So times are changing.
Yeah, so we met online in 2014 and yeah.
And then our first date, we actually didn't meet up until around 10 months later.
Yeah, in December. So even though we met and started chatting and it was February 2014, we actually didn't physically meet in person until December 2014. And he actually flew down and he stayed a few days in Austin. And so our first official date was we went to Chewy's, which is a Tex-Mex restaurant in Austin. That was the first date, right?
Our first date, and I still remember what I got. It was the combo fajitas, and she got, I think it was the
Elvis Presley combo, which I don't think they offer it anymore just because of like COVID and different menus.
Change that, Chewy's, change that.
Yeah, change it. So yeah, that's what I got, and that was our first date. And it was just like a really fun weekend. So we spent like that whole weekend of just going on first dates and being around each other like physically. And so yeah, that was fun.
And just really getting used to just being next to each other versus being online through Skype the past 10 months.
Yeah.
So really needed that kind of physical connection.
Yeah. So it was a little weird when we first met.
Awkward a bit.
A bit awkward just because I'm used to seeing him, you know, on Skype and not physically in person. And I tell this story a lot to him because I teased him. And when we first met, I picked him up from the airport and I gave him a hug and he smiled at me and he was like, "Oh, you smell good." And I was like, "Oh, thanks."
Hey, for the record, she smelled good. Like she had on
I don't know, I had on perfume.
That smelled good. So hey, I was telling the truth. So
yeah.
So quick pro tip, tell the truth and everything.
Anyways, so then we get in the car from the airport and we drive to the first stoplight to actually exit the airport, and you know, it's a red light, we're waiting there, and then he was like, "Can I have another hug?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, sure." And so
hey, nothing wrong with asking for hugs. So if you just straight up hug someone, that might not be well received. So hey man, hey.
So I give him another hug and then he goes, "Oh, you smell really good." And I was thinking, I was like, this dude is a creeper. Oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? I legit thought that. And
I was surprised that she didn't just like make a U and just drop me off at the airport.
Honestly, so when he first came to actually visit, he did stay in a hotel. I thought that was very important because I know you, but like you're still a stranger, right? And so I was driving him to the hotel and I was thinking like, man, maybe I should leave this guy. I'm just joking. But yeah, he did creep me out a little bit because I think you were just like, he came on strong, like really fast, like, and so yeah. But it worked out in his favor. I was just like, well, I've been talking to this guy. I think he's just like really like happy to be here, and I'm really happy to see him too. He just came off a little creepy.
A little fun fact was I stay at the Spring Hill Suite next to the freeway, so every time we pass by the hotel, I make sure to point it out and be like, hey babe, that's my hotel.
Yeah.
And I probably said this like probably like 100 times now.
He says it every time we pass by, like, oh, that's the hotel I stayed in. I'm like, yeah. Okay, I don't even acknowledge it anymore. I'm just like, yeah.
Until the day like they demolish it, I'm gonna keep saying
oh
this.
Gosh, yeah.
So our favorite things to do together. Well, what 3, 2, well, we're gonna say it. All right, 3, 2, 1, barbecue.
Barbecue. Nom nom nom. I was a little late, but we love barbecue, and I've recently have gotten him into Texas barbecue. I think we're just like meat lovers, but specifically like we love Korean barbecue. We try to eat it on every trip that we go on, every city that we go on. We try to get Korean barbecue because that's just something that we really love.
And I'm just really glad that Lisa's into KBBQ because then we can use that, you know, as a way to bond while just eating some great food. Because if she wasn't into it, then like that means I probably
wouldn't eat it as much
because the unfortunate thing about KBBQ is that they always want a minimum of 2 people. So yeah, I have my partner here, not just for life but also for KBBQ.
Yeah, I'm your KBBQ buddy. Yeah. So I would say the first time I realized he loved me was...
I've always loved her, FYI, so it's not like one instance.
But it was kind of like, oh man, this man really loves me, right? It was around, I would say around the 2-year mark in our relationship, and I was about to get into the shower and he was like, oh, you're about to get in the shower? And I was like, yeah. And he was just like, oh, let me actually turn on the water for you so you don't get your hair wet. And like, I was just in awe. I was like, oh my God, like this man is turning on the water for me so I don't get my hair wet. I've always talked to him about like just black hair care and things like that. And so he knows that's really important to me. And so for him to have that type of gesture it just really melted my heart. And I was like, man, he really loves me. Funny note, I actually tweeted about this like a few days ago, and it received so many likes. And I know some of the people that are actually subscribers of us like right now joined us because they saw the tweet. So
following us,
so specifically for you people, we love you. We thank you for your support, and thank you for joining us on this
and
journey.
Also thank you for commenting. Like, we do read every single comment. We do reply to every single comment because we do appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys dropping by. Like,
we do. So when did you first realize like, wow, this woman loves me?
I would just say, I mean, this one sounds cheesy as hell, but it's just, so she accepts me for who I am. And you know, it sounds cliche because everyone says that, right? Like, you know, the person who loves you will accept you, blah blah blah. But in life, you will learn soon enough that that's not the case a lot. I mean, it's not it's not like me trying to lecture people or anything. It's just that she accepted me for who I am, the flaws that I have, that, you know, I've been trying to work on, and just those are stuff that I grew up with. So she accepted me like unconditionally, which is what ultimately that's what love is all about. It's just accepting each other and then learning to work with each other, because it's not like she's gonna try to change me 100% into like a different cabin, because then that's not a relationship.
So my hobbies in my spare time really include watching like dramas and stuff. I really love dramas, and I also like doing a lot of arts and craft projects. I like embroidering. I also sew a little bit as well. That's really how I spend a lot of my free time.
For my hobbies, one of the biggest ones is actually Pokemon Go. I've been playing it since like 2016, July 2016. She actually got me to download it.
I made him download it.
Met some awesome friends from it. And you know, hey, if you play Pokemon Go, feel free to drop in friend code, and I'll go ahead and add it. I'll add them, but I promise. And another hobby of mine is I've always enjoyed learning languages, and especially Spanish, and also enjoy Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese. So love languages, love Pokemon Go, and you know, as we're filming this, it's technically Go Fest in like I think 9 hours, and I will try to play.
Yeah.
But now this is not meant to be a Pokemon Go channel though, unless you want it to be. But I don't.
No.
Yeah. No. So I'm not gonna drag Lisa to like community day and then like trying to see how many shinies we get now. So we're not gonna do that.
Yeah. Affirmative now. So yes, we have received stares. Actually, yesterday after we finished KBBQ, we were walking in like the Chinatown
to get
dessert. We were going to Soul and Beans, and so when we were walking like alongside the road, and I definitely seen a lady sitting in a passenger seat. She saw us, and like she literally just like turned her head, and she was just like, oh, like she was shocked and in awe. I've been noticing people staring at us for our entire relationship, mostly when we are in predominantly Asian areas. So like I noticed it when I would go to like San Francisco Chinatown with him. If we would go dine in at like Asian restaurants, I would definitely always notice like older Asian people like staring at us and kind of being like, whoa, like is this going on? Yeah.
So I'm actually opposite. I used to really notice like people staring at us, or like people like that they do a double take. Like when we walk past them, they're looking at us like that kind of look. But then like as time progressed, I kind of stopped noticing that. So when Lisa noticed the lady in Chinatown like jaw dropping when she saw us, I didn't notice that. I didn't see it. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting, like she notices it nowadays. I don't as much anymore. In the beginning, it used to. I used to see a lot, and I recall introducing her to friends, saying, "Hey, this is my girlfriend, Lisa, and you have people who did." It was. That was like a very obvious like reaction.
Oh, like you guys are together, like together. I feel like as our relationship has progressed, what he just said, like I don't really notice it as much, but there are definitely times when I do notice like eyes upon me, and you mostly feel it when you're like the only black person in the room, which happens to me a lot sometimes. You can definitely feel it too though. Yeah.
So what got us to start a YouTube channel? If you follow us back in 2016, we already came up with the name I Travels with Love. We had just visited Vietnam. We really wanted to share our adventures. So I started our Instagram page, and I wanted to do a YouTube page, but because we were long distance, how were we gonna do that? We're not physically together.
Yeah.
So that idea just never came into fruition. I kind of got lazy about it because we're still long distance, so it was kind of tough to just keep posting about Kevin and Lisa. And it was up until just a couple months ago, I was thinking, hey, I would like to be a YouTuber. Like, I enjoy sharing stories, enjoy just giving any sort of tips about anything. And she got on board about it. And so we got a camera from Best Buy and just watched some videos about how to be a YouTuber, and ultimately just do it.
Yeah. And for me, I was just on the fence for a while because it's like, well, do you really want this? But for me, I just kind of see it as I think it's a nice way to like document our adventures, and it's really nice to be able to maybe even years from now like look back on the old videos and be like, oh, like this was your state of mind back then, these were the type of experiences that you had. And I just think it's really like heartwarming for us to be able to have an activity to do together. So
and then also having people join us on this activities and just having you as like a friend of ours kind of thing, like following our lives and interacting with us, because I've always told Lisa that what I really want is like a community of people that we can chat with, we can just interact with, and you can talk to us too, so it's not like a one-way like communication kind of thing.
Well, we've shared a little bit more about us, and thank you for sticking through till the end of the video. So if you like this video and you have specific content that you would like to see from us, please comment them down below.
And don't forget to subscribe, like, stay tuned for our next videos. 谢谢大家收看，下次见 and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.